Hello, everyone, and happy Monday. It is October 30th, which means tomorrow is Halloween, and there will be trick-or-treaters coming to all of your homes. This year, I will be checking into my retreat house tomorrow, driving back for trick-or-treating with my grandkids. We don't sit at our house anymore. Our house is beautifully decorated with a big show of animation and lights and music. And so we don't sit at our house and hand out candy. We actually leave and go trick or treat with our grandkids. So everyone can come enjoy our house, but you will not be enjoying candy from us this year. So wanted to let everyone know out there that are my friends that live close. And I'm here today with a member spotlight of Carol Metz Murray. She's freaking awesome. It's about naked leadership with her. And when she said that word, I was like, tell me what naked leadership means. Because we've talked about looking out in the audience as a speaker and, saying, to picture everybody naked, which is so weird to me because that would be so distracting, Carol. But when Carol talks about naked leadership, I absolutely loved it. And every Monday, we bring a different member of our community forward. So as you can see, Monday after Monday, we have some of the most amazing women of entrepreneurs building businesses in this community. And Carol is one of them. And, she's a people possibilities strategist. So, Carol, what does a people possibility strategist mean?
Well, first and foremost, thank you for having me here, Colleen. I'm delighted to be here. And I now know that I won't be stopping by your house for candy. That's okay, because, I'm sure
that's a far distance for you. I am in Mesa, Arizona. Where are you located?
Yes, and I'm in Canada, so yep. it would be a little bit of a trek. Anyway, what is a people possibility strategist? Well, for me, it is seeing people's capabilities and potential before they can actually see them. It's a gift that I have been given. And it just links so wonderfully into naked leadership. And the qualifier, and you've heard this before, Colleen, you keep your clothes on in naked leadership, because naked leadership is all about looking at the inside of who we are in whatever capacity we are living our life in the big real world. And who are we as that leader in our own life? Because if we aren't leading our own life, we're allowing somebody else to lead it. And that really comes back to haunt us. Not like Halloween, but in a bigger way.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that because I read a lot of books, Think and Grow Rich. I've been reading Cash Flow Breakfast Club about investing and real estate. I picked up again and I'm rereading Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And one of the first things they talk about on there is allowing ourselves to have our lives designed by jobs and by wages or salaries or healthcare or Social Security or Medicare and all these things that are designed by other people. And then we have them become part of our lives. So we're really not in control, right? If Social Security runs out, we're not in control. So I love that you talk about that naked leadership. Let's dive in a little bit to naked leadership with your clothes on. So what is naked leadership? Because I'm sure the 3 steps to magnify and monetize that we're going to talk about today have a lot to do with naked leadership. So you want to share what that kind of secret, amazing title is that you've created?
Well, naked leadership really began with me getting naked on the inside and discovering who I was in my authenticity and in my vulnerability. And that is for each and every one of us. As I said early, who are we being? Like, who am I? And who are you? And that is the core of naked leadership. It really is getting into the nitty gritty of discovering who you are, allowing who you are to come forward, and truly to be able to magnify and monetize who you are, whether you're a mom, whether you are a leader such as you are, Colleen, whether you're an executive, whether you're a business owner, whatever you might be, at the core of naked leadership truly is discovering who you are and the gifts that you bring to the world.
I love how you have it kind of outlined on your website, because you say naked leadership is really being uncomfortable, or being comfortable doing things that is uncomfortable, right? And that takes a
Yes,
while for us to get into that. You talk about standing up, showing up, speaking the truth, what this world needs, right? Or stand up for yourself. Show up for you and the people that you love, and speak the truth. And you kind of say it's this sum of all your parts, right? The heart, the
that's right.
spirit, the soul, the head, and that whole like body, really all this wrapped in this love that we have for ourselves. And we can't stand up and show up and speak our truth if we are still kind of lying to ourselves and we're not being truthful with who we are.
Absolutely. And thank you for encapsulating all of that, because, yes, absolutely is in looking at all the parts of who we are, not just, say, the head or the heart, but looking in totality at who we are. And yes, so important to step up, stand up and step up and
Yeah.
speak out. Use the voice that each and every one of you have been given. Like, use it in a loving way, in a way that moves you forward, in a way that is meaningful. And it's about, when you stand up and step up, it's about being boldly seen.
Yeah.
Not being afraid to be seen. In fact, having the courage to be seen.
Yeah. I love that.
Truly, truly, and so often, and I will say women more than men, kind of fade into the background. Well, no more. Step into the feminine of who you are. The world is waiting for you.
You can go to carolmetzmurray.com and find out all about naked leadership. And Carol, I mean, you're so passionate about this that I wanted for you to share your story. When did you fade into the background, and when did you decide it was no longer going to be that way and you were going to show up for yourself? Because I think that's just important to discuss, because we can sit and preach and talk about it till we're blue in the face. But what did you do to get there for yourself?
Well, what I did was, number one, I didn't pay attention to the messages that were coming my way. I made myself into a workaholic. I had stepped into a very violence-filled marriage, and I had not dealt with childhood traumas. And so I created a mess. And I will say the universe called and I wasn't paying attention. So finally the universe said, Carol, if you're not going to pay attention, I'll get your attention. I burnt myself out. And when I hit rock bottom, I had a choice to make, Colleen. I could stay in the rock bottom, stay there, and just allow myself to fade away completely, or I would climb back up and really step up and stand out and be seen and speak up. And that has been my journey. Yes, being a naked leader can be quite an adventurous journey, but life is an adventure. And I have learned to be uncomfortable just learn to live with it. Learn to bring courage out, because the only person really and truly who can keep you down is you. Yes, there'll be all sorts of outside forces, but you keep yourself moving forward. So that really has been my journey, and it continues to be my journey, Colleen, because every day there is something new, and it's, Carol, look at your core. Who are you being? Are you being that naked leader? And there's really, I'm blessed to be able to look. And yes, I get really passionate because we all have those possibilities within us.
Yeah, we do. You can connect with Carol on her website, like I said, carolmetzmurray.com. You can also connect with her on LinkedIn. So make sure you connect with her here on this video. She'll be tagged. You can reach out to her directly, connect with her. Go check out her website to find out all of the basics of naked leadership. I just love it so much, right? Every single one of us need to become these naked leaders where everyone is craving connection and authenticity these days, not preaching fake, not, just going through the motion or a canned response. Everyone is looking for authenticity. And you can find her on Facebook as well at Carol Murray. And the links are all here for y'all just to click on. And Carol, I'd like for you to share in the last couple minutes we have the 3 steps to magnify and monetize. So what are these 3 steps that everybody should be taking?
Well, the 3 steps for me is, number 1 is your vision of who you are. What is it that you are wanting to leave in the world? What's your legacy? Whether it's for your family, whether it's your community, or the bigger picture, the bigger world. Your mindset, because mindset is critical to shifting who you are, to be seen, to be bold. And the other one, as we've talked about in different ways, is also being aligned with who you are. Each and every one of you has gifts. Colleen, you have gifts. They're natural gifts. Bring them forward to the world. I mean, for me, speaking is a gift that I've had since I was a little girl, much to my mother's chagrin. And as well, I'm a problem solver. It's a gift that I have. I didn't develop it. It's with me. So really and truly, be who you are. Pay attention to how you communicate with yourself. When I talk about the mindset, and not only communicate with yourself, but communicate with others, be very aware of the words that you say, because you are the first person who hears the words that come out of your mouth. And you set the stage for you. No one else does. And that's a big aha for most people as well.
Yeah.
Be focused on moving yourself forward, because each and every one of us, Colleen, each and every one of us has greatness inside of us. It's just waiting to come out.
Yeah, I love that. So the vision of who you are, communicate with yourself and others, and be focused on moving yourself forward. These 3 things are huge in us, in focusing on our future, to be able to magnify those things and monetize. Because if you're not focused on moving yourself forward, then you're really focused on the past. And
That's
so, that's how we're able to maintain this high performing habits, which I teach a lot, peak performance. And those peak performance habits are about focusing on the future to keep yourself energized and to keep yourself motivated. When we're only focusing on the coulda, woulda, shouldas that we didn't do in the past, or the lack of what we have today, we're not moving ourselves forward. So Carol, those are really, really, really wonderful steps. And we will have all of those posted for you, for each one of you. And Carol, I want to thank you for being a member of the LEAP community. Thank you for adding so much value to the LEAP community, and being on, our podcasts and the member spotlights, and shedding so much and sharing so much of what you represent and how you can assist others. And I'm assuming you're taking clients and you work with many individuals and helping them really figure out their possibilities for them to move themselves forward, to get a true vision of who they are, and be able to communicate with others clearly, but communicating with themselves. Go ahead, Carol. Any last words?
Absolutely, Colleen. I am open to working with clients, reach out to me on my website or at LinkedIn, and let's set what I refer to as an adventure call rather than a discovery call, because life is an adventure. So reach out to me. And the other thing you can also do is go onto my website and download Debunking Courage, which is all about stepping into courage. Make that decision. Really about, living in uncertainty, and using your voice is make the decision.
I love that.
That's the first step.
Thank you, Carol, so much for being present today. Thank you all for joining us for this short 15 minutes. We will be back next Monday with another member of our LEAP community. And to all of you for this week, remember, be you and be strong, and go crush it this week, and add these additional tools we gave you today to your toolbox so you can have a vision of yourself, communicate with yourself and others, and of course, like we said, making sure you're focused on moving yourself forward. And until next Monday, have a wonderful week, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.